You don't know, you damn well should know. My name is Rag Reynolds, and today I'm talking once again about the beauty community. You know, that community that currently has a few very notable individuals who are going back and forwards with a lipstick in one hand and a shard of glass from a broken mirror in the other, ready to slit each other's throats at the first opportunity they get. I previously made a video talking about James Charles and opportunists on this platform, because I have a big issue with opportunists. A lot of people, for example, in the commentary community, not everyone obviously, but there are a lot of people in the commentary community or other communities who feel the need to only talk about a subject when that subject is a trendy topic. So in my previous video I spoke a lot about how I have an issue when these people will see, for example, issues with James Charles. So they see tweets from James Charles a while back, and these tweets are talking about, oh, I want to have sex with straight guys, I want to do this to straight guys, straight guys, straight guys. And no one really bats an eye back then. I mean, some people were, but in general it wasn't a big thing. No one really cared that much. But as time goes on, and then as soon as this Tati girl comes out and makes her video about it, oh, all of a sudden everyone jumps on James Charles. Oh, and look, he has these tweets from the past, there is more proof. And it's like, well, everyone's seen these tweets already. So why are they a big deal now? They weren't a big deal back then. You only care now because it's a trending topic. You only care now because it's in your benefit to do so. You're going to get views, you're going to get subs, you're going to make money talking about this, and that's why these people will then jump on and talk about it. So in my previous video I didn't speak too much about James Charles specifically, or the drama surrounding it, because honestly I didn't know too much. I think the most I said was that people were accusing him of exhibiting some predatory behaviours. I then started relating that to previous videos that I've made talking about predatory behaviours. And now I would like to say that although I do stand behind pretty much everything I said in that video, if I did specifically call him a predator or sided with Tati or whoever else in my previous video, I don't remember exactly what I said. I don't think I sided really with anyone. I was talking more in general, but if I did, I would like to walk back on that a little bit, which is not something I do very often, but I shouldn't have been so presumptuous that everyone was telling the truth about what actually happened, and I should have probably waited a little bit. But it is what it is, and everything I said does still stand true to what I actually believe. But moving on now, I've not been keeping up with the drama too much until today. I was scrolling down Twitter, and mostly I scroll past the tweets and the videos relating to any of this drama, and I see Jeffree Star's involved, so mainly it's Jeffree Star, Tati, and it's James Charles. And a couple of days ago I saw a video on Twitter from Jeffree Star. I don't think he uploaded it, it was from a live stream or something he had done in some other app, and someone posted a little clip, and it was him teasing a video he was planning to release on James Charles. Because James Charles had essentially released a 40-minute video documenting screenshots and texts and all this sort of thing, trying to prove his innocence and trying to prove that he's a nice guy. Jeffree Star was then doing this stream or whatever it was, and in this video clip I saw, Jeffree was teasing his upcoming video where he was going to pull out the receipts and expose James Charles. He was going to start telling the world all these things that he knew and no one else did, and that he didn't want to bring up, but he was being forced to bring up. My immediate reaction to that was more, well, if you've got this horrible information on him, then I think that makes you pretty horrible. You seem very cold and calculated, actually keeping this information to yourself until you could then get some use and some benefit out of it. So I think it spoke more about Jeffree's character than anything when I watched this video. I didn't think it made him seem like he was on the right side. I didn't think it seemed like James should have been scared or anything like that. I just got the impression that Jeffree seemed very vindictive, very cold, very calculated, and very much an opportunist. Regardless, a day or two later, suddenly Tati and Jeffree Star are both posting retractions on social media. They're saying they're walking back. They don't want to talk about this drama anymore. Both of them are saying, we've sorted things out behind the scenes and we will not be speaking on this anymore, including James Charles. And I'm just sitting there thinking, what? Tati's was the first one I saw. and I read her full statement on Twitter. And to me, alarm bells are just going off in my head. I'm like, this is nonsense. This is grade A bullshit. You see, what had happened was that at the start of all this drama, when Tati made her initial video on James Charles, her subscribers were shooting through the roof. James Charles lost like 1 million in a day, and then he eventually lost 2 million. I don't know if it went beyond that. He started gaining now though. He's back to gaining. However, Tati, she went from gaining to suddenly started losing. So I see that, and I see now Tati is retracting. Now she's distancing herself from the drama. Now she doesn't want anything to do with it. So to me, that's very suspicious. The alarm bells go off in my head. I start to think, well, this isn't sincere at all. You are clearly only going this road, going down this route, because you had the tide turned against you. Same with Jeffrey. The people started to go against Tati and Jeffrey. They saw that they were being opportunists. They were trying to further their own careers by shitting on James Charles. And now it's irrelevant as to how innocent or not innocent anyone thinks James Charles is in this situation. I honestly couldn't care less about that right now. What I'm talking about is the opportunism of Jeffree Star and Tati. The opportunism. This desperation to pounce and to bury this other young guy to try and further their own careers. To me, that is the big issue here. James Charles, I'm sure he's not 100% innocent. I'm sure there are a lot of lies he's told as well, just as Tati and Jeffree Star clearly have. But I'm not focused on James Charles right now. I'm focused on these two other opportunists who appear to be scumbags. I don't know that much about these people, but those are some scumbag moves right there. If what they're saying was true, if they truly believed what they were saying, then why would they suddenly go back on what they had said? Why would they suddenly stop talking about the drama altogether? They were happy to talk about it when it was going in their favour. Tati was happy to talk about it and make videos on it when she was gaining loads and loads of subscribers. But she started losing subscribers, and now, no, I'm above the drama. This is horrible. I hate what this is doing to us all. Let's stop. And I'm very confused at James Charles as well. I'm very confused that he would accept their retractions. If I were him, I would not accept any retractions. These are two people who have just tried to ruin my career and my life. They have tried to smear me with allegations that I say are completely untrue. Yet I'm going to retract from the drama. I'm going to pretend like none of this ever happened, even though I'm currently gaining. I think it's bizarre. And I think if James does become friends with these people again, if he's on good terms with them, I can't get my head around that. The only possible explanation there to me would be that there was some sort of setup between the three of them and he was in on it. But I don't get why he would want anyone making the sort of claims about him as Tati made about him. That's probably a bit too extreme of a setup, I would imagine. Although people do lots of extreme things for views, so who knows what it was? Because I'm sure everyone involved, whether they lost subscribers, gained subscribers, whatever, I'm sure they all got a lot of attention. They certainly got a lot of views, they certainly got a lot of coverage, and I'm sure they've made a lot of money out of this. So I would not be surprised, and I think we need to keep a close eye on how the relationship between these three individuals is going forwards from here. Because if they are tight-knit, then clearly I think there is something else going on here. If they stay split apart and all the rest of it, then it's probably more just down the lines that Jeffrey and Tati were scumbags who were trying to ruin a young guy's career, a young guy's livelihood, because maybe they were jealous, maybe they had some sort of personal vendetta against him. I don't know what the real specific reason for it would be. Regardless of what it is, it was clearly something to further their own careers, to further their own reach, to bring them in more money. But I'm honestly disgusted when I see stuff like this. I'm just so disgusted by the opportunism on this platform. The opportunism to just pounce on anything or anyone to make money, to grow, regardless of whether or not what you're doing is based on truth. The integrity does not matter to these people. Integrity does not matter to these most extreme opportunists. There is a balance. You can be an opportunist while maintaining integrity. But when you get to the level of opportunist and sleazy scumbag that some of these other creators on this platform are, all integrity goes out the window. You have no right to respect. No one should respect you, and no one should ever trust you. That's what I refer to at the start of this video when I'm saying they're holding a lipstick in one hand and a shard of glass from a broken mirror from the other. Because they are ready to stab anyone in the back. To the camera, they are sitting doing their lipstick, but down here in the other hand, they have that shard of glass. And they are ready to jab it into whoever is going to get them the most views. I found it kind of fascinating looking into the beauty community a little bit. I've not actually looked into it too deeply, and I don't know all the little ins and outs and details of the beauty community, or even who the biggest players are. I'm guessing the biggest players are probably the ones that I've been talking about in this video, but I'm sure there are many others. But it is just very fascinating to me that some of the biggest pieces of drama are coming out of that community. Out of every community on this platform, who would have thought that the biggest piece of drama as of late would come from the beauty community? And maybe that's why. Maybe it's because no one can actually believe, oh my god, the beauty community. So it becomes a big thing because maybe people aren't expecting it from there. I mean, maybe if you're involved in the beauty community, maybe you know you should be expecting it. Maybe it's a common occurrence. Maybe these people are always like this and very fake. I mean, the people I've been talking about in this video, all of them do seem pretty fake, so I wouldn't be surprised if there were a lot more in that community that were like this. But from an outsider's point of view, to most people, people probably just look at the beauty community and they see people doing makeup tutorials, just putting some makeup on their face, maybe trying on clothes or something. So they're not really expecting some sort of big drama fallout to come from that community. It's very fascinating. Regardless, that's all I have to say on this topic for today. So until next time, I'm Rag Reynolds, and you're welcome, society.
Rag Reynolds, the coolest lad you'll find. Rag Reynolds, a Scottish mastermind. He's subject to everything he wants, and worship his every single word.